We begin at 5 with the weather, and there is a lot of fog out there, as you can see from our Walker Tower cam, and it's going to stick around for a little while.
Yeah, it's not looking too pretty or sunny out there, that's for sure. Here with Chief Meteorologist George Lessons. George, what can we expect going into the next day?
Well, that fog on the tower cams at camera level may eventually get down to the ground level, but good thing is the temperatures are above freezing, and that means roads are just wet and some slushy spots on the less traveled roads. Now, with all of the warm and water in the air, we are seeing some dense fog that will be developing. This will be a dense fog advisory for the highlighted counties from Muskegon, Ottawa, Kent, and Ionia counties southward. Goes into effect at 8 o'clock tonight through 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. This may be repeated next several nights as the visibilities and the winds are going to be rather low. But visibility is only down to a mile or two, but as it gets toward nightfall, a little harder to see. Just keep those low beam headlights on. We did have a messy start to the day with some rain and freezing rain and snow off to the north, all coming to an end here in the next few hours, but we've got another round of rain coming up from the south. That'll be with us after a dry night tonight, and rain on and off throughout the day tomorrow, and we'll do this again during the day on Thursday. After that, I don't think we're going to see any precipitation the rest of the month of January. Temperatures are at or above freezing, and they will stay at or above freezing even at night, probably all the way through late Sunday night or Monday morning. So a lot of snow melting temperatures going on. Right now, temperatures range from about 33 to 36. We're not going to drop a whole lot tonight, and we're not going to go up a whole lot during the day tomorrow. So again, fog will be of a current concern here overnight tonight and for the next couple of nights. Closer look at when we might see more snow and warming temperatures in just a few minutes.
Saw Jeremiah needed the umbrella at MLK Park.
You know, I feel like it was raining when I came in this morning. Clearly it's still raining now. Is this going to melt our snow, George?
It's going to, I think the snowpack's going to absorb the snow. So it's not going to run off really fast in the area, streams and rivers, but it's going to be a lot of water in the ditches over the next several days. And we'll see the rivers and streams come up just a little bit because we have snow melting temperatures all the way into Sunday. That's why the 13 weather ball is red. A little bit milder weather ahead. It's also blinking bright. We have another round of just rain in sight.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
Cloudy skies around the area. There's a little bit of mist and fog in the air that's up closer to the cloud level, starting to get down toward the ground level. We might see some lower visibilities over the next couple of nights, but pretty much the precipitation coming to an end as anticipated, heading northward, still snowing up to the north. You had majority of some snow that's going to end here in a little while. Next weather system is coming up from the south, and that's going to take a track over southeast lower Michigan. Now normally that would be a snow producer, but there's so much warm air coming up from the south that it's going to be all rain everywhere here tomorrow. Here's the model showing all of that precipitation moving on out. Going to start the day tomorrow with cloudy skies, with the rain rapidly rolling in after about 8-9 o'clock in the morning, and it'll rain all day long, and then we get a break overnight Wednesday night. Next storm system coming up. That's going to bring more rain to the area during the day Thursday. So 2 days with rain that's going to absorb into the snowpack. Some of that will run off. And then I think that's pretty much it for not only Friday and the weekend, but most likely for the rest of the month of January. Yes, looks like we're going to dry out, not see any more snow. As far as rainfall, this is the amount that will fall during the day tomorrow, about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch, and then another 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch on Thursday. Then that's it. We're not going to see any more precipitation through the end of the month. This is how much snow we're expecting. That says 7 a.m. February 1. That's between now and the end of January. 1/10 of an inch of snow. That's not even enough to record. I think the weather patterns are shifting into a non-winter pattern. You can see that on the long range, January 29th through February 2nd. Good part of the country, including us here in West Michigan, have the highest probabilities for warmer temperatures and some of the highest probabilities for less precipitation. Warm and dry at the end of January. Who would have thought? Tonight, fog advisory going into effect at 8 o'clock as temperatures stay at or a little above freezing. So slow down, have your low beam headlights on. Low 30s up north. We'll see fog in here, but maybe not quite with the impacts further south. dense fog advisory in effect at 8 p.m. through 11 a.m. tomorrow. Overnight lows right around 34, not too far away from our current temperatures. 13 on your side forecast. Everyone seeing rain on Wednesday, high 38. 40 on Thursday, just about everyone seeing rain. Cloudy skies over the weekend, but dry, and look at the dry weather continuing Monday through Friday of next week. Toward the end of the month, beginning of February, not only some sunshine, but also temperatures in the 40s. So maybe winter is done for the time being?
Oh boy, because Special Olympics Winter Games in
I
Traverse City are
know.
next Wednesday and Thursday. It looks like it's going to be almost balmy.
It might not be the best winter weather for that.
No trouble getting there, I think.
That's
true.
a good point.
There's some pluses there. Thanks so much, George.
After a messy start to the day with some freezing rain changing to rain south and mainly snow to the north, things are starting to calm down. Now we have snow melting temperatures for the rest of the week. 13 weather ball is red, not quite as cold weather ahead, and it's blinking bright. We have rain in sight.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
All the water in the air and some rain and the cold snow on the ground. We have some fog that may limit your visibility to do a little bit of dog walking. And Kendall, you can take Rory out this evening, maybe a snowflake or two. Low visibility tomorrow morning. It's still going to give you the green paw around 6 a.m. Then some rain moving on in. Temperatures staying at or above freezing. Not a lot of sun expected here in lower Michigan. Perhaps further north and west there could be a little bit of sunshine to create some green energy, but very little wind over the next several days. So that's why we have some dense fog advisories going into effect. Now we measure how much water is in the snow, and you can see it's quite prevalent here in West Michigan. The most we could find when you melt all the snow down, it would be equivalent to 2.31 inches of liquid over in Granville. So I had a couple people ask me, I need to get that snow off my roof. Well, with that 2.1 out at the airport here in Grand Rapids, we only have 11 pounds per square foot on the roofs. Most building codes get up to 40 pounds per square foot. So we'd have to get 4 times as much on our roofs to start getting a little concerned. Other than that, the rain that's going to fall is going to get absorbed into the snowpack. Some of that will run off into the area streams, but the rain is coming to an end. We have another round coming, though, later on tomorrow. That's already beginning to push up from the south, and that will arrive here just prior to or a little after daybreak. But tonight's precip moving on out. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, already raining down around the I-94 corridor, and everyone will see rain during the day tomorrow. We'll get a little bit of a break tomorrow night. Another round of rain coming up. Again, just about everyone seeing just rain during the day on Thursday. And then after that, we don't have any precipitation in the forecast through the weekend and into next week as well. We may end up the entire month of January without any more rain or snow. Rainfall, this is how much we're expecting here tomorrow. About 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch, and then perhaps another 3/4 of an inch on top of that, and that will be coming on Thursday. And this is all the snow between now and the end of the month. Not much here in the state of Michigan. Long range outlook. Getting into the first several days of February, high chances for warmer temperatures and at least an equal chance for more or less precipitation, but I'm leaning more toward less. Tonight, dense fog advisory going into effect at 8 p.m. with overnight lows at or above freezing. Light east winds. Northern areas, low 30s here. You will still see some fog, maybe not as high as the impacts here in greater Grand Rapids area. Overnight lows not much different from the current temperatures around 34. 13 on your side forecast. So rain everywhere Wednesday and again on Thursday as we stay above freezing, even with the overnight lows all the way until late Sunday night. Next week, sunshine more often than not, and warming temperatures out of the 30s and well up into the 40s. Can we say winter is done?
Oh,
In January?
No,
I don't know.
Not yet.
that's
Just-
pretty bold.
Yeah.
That is pretty bold. All right, well, thanks so much, George.
George, the roads are pretty messy tonight with all the slush, melting snow, rain, and you name it.
Yeah, the main interstates and most of the main routes are just wet, Juliet, mainly because temperatures did warm up above freezing as expected. So secondary roads and less traveled surfaces that have a lot of slush left on them. 13 weather ball is blinking bright. We have more rain in sight after the current precipitation ends tonight, and it's also red, not quite as cold weather ahead.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
In fact, we have snow melting temperatures the next several days. These are pretty much the overnight lows, and these are the current highs. Not going to change a whole lot. Mid 30s throughout the day. Everyone getting at least to freezing or above, with mainly snow to the north. Came within 1 degree of our forecast high. We've done that 22 days in a row now, and we've made up a little ground. We're about 3/4 of a degree below average thanks to the warm overnight lows expected. 1.5 inches above for rain and melted snow. And speaking of snow, that 31.2. That might be the total for the month of January. Not going to see any more snow that means anything for the rest of the month, and 11% below average for sunshine. Rainfall, about 1/3 of an inch across the area. Some of this was a little bit of melted snow. We had almost double that here at the station because we had snow in our gauge, so all of that melted from previously falling snow earlier this week. As far as the next round of rain, this is where it's coming from, rapidly racing off to the northeast. So after the evening precipitation ends in some fog, we will see that move in tomorrow morning. It's all falling apart. We still have a little bit of drizzle out here on the weather deck, and that's because of the low clouds and fog, but all of the precipitation ending here in the next couple of hours. And you see that next round coming up very quickly. So everyone will see rain throughout the day. A lot of that's going to get absorbed into the snowpack. There'll be some runoff into the area ditches and also creeks, eventually into the rivers. And then this is Thursday. A lot more rain coming up as well. That will move out Thursday night. And then starting Friday all the way through the weekend, we have very little, if any, precipitation expected all the way into the end of the month, it appears. As far as rainfall, the first round will bring about 1/4 to maybe 1/3 of an inch. That will be during the day tomorrow. And then on top of that, we'll see another 1/2 to 3/4 during the afternoon and overnight on Thursday. So all told, we could see 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain getting sucked into all of that snowpack. And the snowpack is going to go like this because of the melting snow. As far as snowfall, this is all the way from now to the 1st of February. There's not much snow to talk about. So what we got here in the last couple 3 weeks is probably all we're going to end up for January. Forecast for tomorrow, periods of rain moving from south to north. Highs will be in the upper 30s, a little warmer than today. Northern zones, you'll be in the mid and upper 30s with a light rain moving in during the afternoon. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, first starting around daybreak to the south, and then certainly by late morning here in Grand Rapids, highs between about 38 and 40. 13 on your side forecast. Average high is 30. We're going to be 5 to 10 degrees above that all the way through the weekend. Next week, dry weather with some sunshine starting Monday all the way through Friday. In fact, temperatures are going to be warming well up into the 40s in the first few days of February.